This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, the season of goodwill is in full swing in Invercargill, with those less fortunate top of mind. Queenstown residents express concern over a stretch of road they say is dangerous, but is the NZTA listening? And foragers are welcome at a living garden in Dunedin, but only if the need is great. Good evening, I'm Rebecca Dupree. Christmas, it's a time for family, friends and food, but some aren't so lucky to be able to afford to feast this festive season. Our Invercargill reporter caught up with some Southlanders doing their part to help out the less fortunate.
With Christmas only 2 sleeps away, it's a time of year where people are under a lot of financial pressure. Hi, I'm Ruby Spink in Invercargill. The Southland Food Bank have held their annual food drive and are seeing many families come in and use their services. So far they've seen 28 families come through this week.
That's very important. We're the ambulance at the bottom of the cliff, as the old saying goes, and after they've been referred to us from the agencies like Budget Advice or any other agency around town, we assist them then.
These shelves were nearly empty before the Christmas food drive. This year's intake saw spaghetti tins being the most popular donation, followed by tomatoes, baked beans and fruit salad. Swain says it's great to see the community getting behind the cause.
Since we've had the food drive in early December, and with the assistance of other businesses, churches, charities, individuals and other people, the intake has been excellent for Christmas and will give us a good boost heading into the new year.
This is the 6th year the Invercargill Workmen's Club has held a food drive for the food bank. The club manager says for the club members it's an important way to give back.
A lot of their members and all that have been in that situation where they've needed help and all that, and it's just another way of, as I said, we help the community out as much as possible. We're only a small club in comparison to some of the big clubs around, but of course we're the biggest in Invercargill, so it's just our way of putting a thank you basically to the people of Invercargill.
Back at the food bank, they're continuing to help out struggling families. Swain says this intake will help for the first few months of the new year, but it's important for the community to not forget the cause in 2017. I'm Ruby Spink for The South Today.
The Otago Peninsula Trust is hailing 2016 as one of the organisation's best on record. The Trust's Royal Cam has had more than 600,000 views across the world, generating $6,000 in revenue along the way. This year was also great for the albatross breeding season, with 26 chicks fledged at the Royal Albatross Colony, which was a second equal record. And Otago Peninsula Trust social media followers have nearly doubled to just under 10,000 across Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Quail Rise residents say the NZTA isn't paying enough attention to a dangerous intersection in Queenstown. Locals say the stretch of road between the Shotover Bridge and State Highway 6 is dangerous, even more so in the holiday season.
This intersection is where residents of Tuckers Beach Road and Quail Rise join State Highway 6 on the northern outskirts of Queenstown. Cars from Tuckers Beach Road must wait for State Highway 6 to clear before attempting a dangerous uphill right-hand turn into traffic travelling at 100 kilometers per hour. Local resident Greg Thompson says there has been a huge increase in the amount of traffic, and it's time NZTA made the intersection safer.
We're having to wait longer and longer and taking more and more risks to get out onto that state highway.
He and other residents say there are simple improvements that could be made immediately.
To restrict the speed limit to 70 kilometres an hour, because there's no advantage to anyone to go 100 kilometres for about 1.5 kilometres between the speed limit in Queenstown and the roundabout at Lower Shotover. The second one is to put a middle lane, and the middle lane would allow you to at least get into the middle if you're heading towards Queenstown.
He says the best long-term solution would be a highway underpass using the road already existing beneath the Shotover Bridge.
But all we do is go under the bridge and we just seamlessly merge with the traffic going into Queenstown.
Thompson brought the issue to the attention of the New Zealand Transport Agency 2 years ago, but says they were not keen to do anything before 2018-2021. New Queenstown Mayor Jim Bolt has now joined the debate.
A merge lane up the centre of the road.
He says while the merge lane is not the long-term solution, it would be a starting point.
We've put the idea to NZTA, who have considered it. They've come back saying they don't agree with it for a variety of reasons. But look, I'd favour getting a peer review of their decision.
NZTA Business Unit Manager Ian Duncan told The South today a merge lane was not its preferred option. But they have provided a number of comments to their consultants and asked they assess a number of other options before having a peer review of the report. Mayor Jim Bolt is putting pressure on NZTA to do something about this intersection behind me. It won't be until January until the independence review results will be through. Until then, users of State Highway 6 in that area are being advised to drive with care. Mina Amso, The South Today.
The Otago Regional Council is asking for help from boaties to prevent the spread of didimo or rock snot. With summer upon us, holidaymakers are being asked to look after the southern region's waterways by checking, cleaning and drying equipment after use in water. The Check, Clean, Dry message comes from the Ministry for Primary Industries as part of efforts to restrict the spread of didimo. ORC spokesperson Scott McLean says keeping our waterways pristine is everyone's responsibility. Otago Polytechnic is keen to invite people to forage and harvest food from the Living Campus gardens over the holiday season. However, the organisation's head gardener says only people who are in need should forage.
A surplus of food and medicinal plants. Throughout the year, the Living Campus at Otago Polytechnic is curated by staff and horticulture students. And during term time, the gardens feed students from across the city. Otago Polytechnic gardener Jeanette Spooner says at this time of the year the crops go to waste, when they could go to waste.
It's really, we sort of start off with students first to encourage them, because a lot of them are in flatting and they don't have access to gardens, so they're encouraged to help themselves to gardens, and then really trying to, anyone in need who feels that they are welcome to come and help.
Spooner is encouraging people to come up to them while they're gardening and ask what plants are around. For many, the festive season is a reason to eat treat foods. However, Sophie Carty of Well South says gardens like this are an excellent opportunity to add good greens.
They definitely increase access to fresh fruit and vegetables that people might not normally have, who are maybe less financially well off. They also provide a really good opportunity to get out in the community, meet people, talk and learn about gardening.
She says a reduced income can limit many people's ability to put healthier options on the table. But this scheme encourages people to grow their own kai too. Spooner says the permaculture garden is spray-free to promote more natural food that isn't tainted by pesticides. The Living Campus gardens are across most of Otago Polytechnic's North Dunedin campus. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
Still to come on The South Today, why accommodation in Southland is expected to exceed capacity, and we'll take a look at weather for Christmas.
Emu oil has been used for centuries to support joint mobility and tired muscles. Also helpful for supporting healthy skin. Available as oil or in capsules. Go to www.silverhorn.co.nz to order emu oil today.
We're a 25 Moray Place at Dog with Tails Cafe and Bar. So we take coffee very seriously. We do what's called contract roasting, so we're creating our own roasting profile and then doing our own blends. We're really focused on the craft of what we're doing. You know, we're going back, instead of going on mass-produced sort of cheap things, we're taking the time to really craft what we're making. Make it so anyone can come here and have a feed and be able to get something they're able to eat or that they want to eat as well. You're kind of getting a taste of cafes from all around the world when you come here.
Bring some more joy into your world by adopting one of our adult animals at SPCA Otago. Call now on 473 8252. Please adopt a pet now, they will love you forever.
Got the rallies coming to stay these holidays, but the lawn's looking a mess? Call the team at Ready Lawn, open right through Christmas and New Year.
My Els and I just love coming to Alex Campbell's. That's my favourite shop. I always get good value here, and good boys really deserve good brands and good quality. Look at these tees. Local beaches on some of them too. This is only for the good boys, the old boys, the young boys. What about some bright shorts for the boys? Excellent.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Yes, Sunny Chin.
Neck, shoulder, back, sciatica, pain specialists. Innovative tools specifically designed to contour your grooves of depletion and excess muscle buildup.
Sunny Chin, it works.
Southern Television takes pride in providing a wide range of programming. If you have concerns about our programming or feel that standards have been breached, please write to the address on screen within 20 working days of airing. Visit Broadcast Standards Authority website for more information on the complaints process.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489 2274.
Put your seatbelts on for this one and rev it up. Thursday night is Motorsport Night. Proudly brought to you by multi-award-winning Garador.
Welcome back. The Acts of Kindness Trust is hosting Christmas dinner for people who are alone on Christmas Day in Dunedin. The free dinner will be held at the Town Hall and organisers are expecting around 500 people. The Dunedin Community Christmas Dinner is one of 19 events to receive funding from the City Council during its latest round of local events and arts grants. The Grants Subcommittee allocated more than $165,000 to community, arts and culture projects. Well, after the break on the South Today, accommodation woes begin to plague Southland, and we'll check out festive season weekend weather.
Emu oil has been used for centuries to support joint mobility and tired muscles. Also helpful for supporting healthy skin. Available as oil or in capsules. Go to www.silverhorn.co.nz to order Emu oil today.
Got the rallies coming to stay these holidays, but the lawn's looking a mess? Call the team at Ready Lawn, open right through Christmas and New Year.
Pregnant? Need to talk? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pregnancy counselling services are here to help. It's free, it's confidential. Call us now on 0800 773 462.
We've got far too many shirts at Alex Campbell Menswear, and we like to bring you the best deal possible, buy one, get one free. How good's that? What about the popular Tara Cash brand, for example? Buy one, get one free. And our business shirts. Look, buy one, get one free. Race in now, because this deal finishes on Saturday. Buy one, get one free on shirts.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Buy one, get one free. Free!
Yes, Sunny Chin.
Neck, shoulder, back, sciatica, pain specialists. Innovative tools specifically designed to contour your grooves of depletion and excess muscle buildup.
Sunny Chin, it works.
Bring some more joy into your world by adopting one of our adult animals at SPCA Otago. Call now on 473 8252. Please adopt a pet now, they will love you forever.
We're a 25 Moray Place at Dog with Tails Cafe and Bar. So we take coffee very seriously. We do what's called contract roasting, so we're creating our own roasting profile and then doing our own blends. We're really focused on the craft of what we're doing. You know, we're going back, instead of going on mass-produced sort of cheap things, we're taking the time to really craft what we're making. Make it so anyone can come here and have a feed and be able to get something they're able to eat or that they want to eat as well. You're kind of getting a taste of cafes from all around the world when you come here.
Put your seatbelts on for this one and rev it up. Thursday night is Motorsport Night. Proudly brought to you by multi-award winning Garador.
Welcome back. Demand for accommodation in Invercargill and Southland is set to exceed capacity around key events next year. Venture Southland is leading an initiative to have locals opening their doors to visitors, and they're hoping it catches on.
There are some key events happening in Southland, like the Burtman Road Challenge, Bluff Oyster and Food Festival, and the World Shearing and Wool Handling Champs. Hi, I'm Ruby Spink in Invercargill. Hotels and motels around the region are filling up fast, and Venture Southland has noticed this demand and is leading an initiative to make more beds available for tourists and visitors.
In the whole of Southland, if we're looking, excluding Fiordland, there's around about 2,200 commercially registered. If we're looking around Invercargill specifically, there's probably more around 1,600. And it's pushing out to some of the Bluffs and Wintons and the pieces like that. Now, they're not all fully booked up yet, but the pressure is coming on, and at that time of year, February, it's obviously a key tourist time. It's certainly also a key event time. It's great weather, obviously, and it's so popular, it's attracted the Burt Munro. That's put a potential whole lot of pressure on, and a lot of those accommodation providers are already saying that they're at capacity.
What they're suggesting is a billeting type system that will allow interested people to connect with Southlanders who are willing to house guests through the eyesight. Lowe says the community is keen to get involved.
It's a response to the community. The community has said they want to be involved, and that's through volunteering at the event and other events, and hosting and welcoming people into their community. And it's not just Invercargill, it's Edendale, Dipton, Riverton, it's all over the region. It's a way to connect those in a format where people can get a genuine Southland experience, sometimes in the agricultural sector.
He says it isn't supposed to be a long-term solution, just a mechanism to help deal with the key events bringing more people than professional accommodation providers can house. He says if it all goes to plan, it shouldn't take away business from the local hospitality industry.
Long term, it's a difficult conversation because it's all about peaks and troughs. Obviously the peaks are great, but the troughs, there's still all the overheads and there's still all that capital investment you make.
For anyone that's interested in offering their home, they can visit www.event-full.co.nz for more information. I'm Ruby Spink for The South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on The South Today. An Invercargill food bank is struggling to keep up with a high number of people needing help to feed their families over the festive season. Queenstown residents say the New Zealand Transport Agency needs to look at the intersection of State Highway 6 and the road to the Shotover River. And Otago Polytechnic's Living Campus is inviting people in need to forage and harvest food from their gardens over the holiday season. Well, it's time now to find out what's going to be inside Saturday's Otago Daily Times, and Deputy Editor Craig Page joins us. Good evening. Good evening.
Yeah, we've got a lovely story in the lead up to Christmas. We caught up with Craig Hitfield, who was the Brockville principal, who was really seriously injured he was on his bike, got hit by a car back earlier this year. Real concerns about his welfare, and at one stage they talked about turning his life support off, but things have done a remarkable turnaround really. He's been using his teaching skills to teach himself some, I guess, the basic skills of life again, getting back to the basics and doing it, and things are going really well. They've had to move to Christchurch to be closer to family, but he just talked about it's Christmas time and it's just great to be around his family again.
Fantastic.
So well worth a read. One for the cat lovers as well. We catch up with Bruce, a cat who lives in Port Chalmers with his owner, Catherine Van Beek, and he's described as New Zealand's most famous cat. Has his own Facebook page and blog. Obviously his owner feeds that, not himself. But they've got something like 23,000 followers as well, and a lot of overseas interest in him as well, just talking about his daily life in Port Chalmers. So, yeah, worth a read.
Bruce is a great name for a cat.
It is a great name for a cat. Great name for anyone, really, not just a cat.
Okay.
Yeah, and the Summer Time series starts tomorrow. There's 2 weeks of that. So we've got 8 pages of holiday reads. We're focusing this week on Streets of Gold, looking at some of the architectural history around Dunedin. There's also a chance to win up to 100 prizes as well, so it's well worth having a look at and filling in the puzzles and having a chance to win some money there. And just finally, your last day, Rebecca. So
oh yes.
Have you noticed? And on behalf of the ODT, I just want to thank you for all your time and effort that you've put in. You've 11 years. You've helped editors and deputies bumble their way through reading the news. So we thank you and wish you all the best.
Thank you for making me cry. Should have waited till afterwards. Thank you very much, Craig, and Merry Christmas to you and yours.
To you. Yes.
We've got to do some weather now, so let's take a look at that.
This weather update proudly brought to you in association with Silverhorn's Manuka Honey.
Here is today's southern view. It's taken of Lake Wakatipu. Well, to the situation, and for the next few days, a cool west to southwest flow will blow over Otago and Southland. It's going to bring showers at times to the south coast, but mostly fine weather inland. Temperatures, though, will remain cool through Christmas. A front, though, will approach early next week with warmer temperatures from Monday. Well, let's have a look at some of the towns in the lower part of the South Island. Southwesters with some cloud for Balclutha, the Catlins Gore and Lumsden tomorrow, all on 15 degrees. Up to the towns in the central and southern lakes, fine for Alexandra, Queenstown and Wanaka. Southwesters in Tiana with some cloud and a high of 14. And up to the towns in the northern part of the lower part of the South Island. Fine with afternoon nor'easters for Oamaru, Omarama and Timaru. Just a fine day for Twizel with 18 degrees. And Dunedin tonight becoming fine with a low of 9. Tomorrow, Christmas Eve, sunny periods, cool southwesters dying out. Nor'easters developing later in the afternoon with a high of 15. And on Christmas Day, sunny periods with strong southwesters and a high of 15. And Invercargill this evening becoming fine, although some cloud will remain with a low of 7. Tomorrow, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, mostly fine with gusty southwesters and a high of 14 degrees both days. And well, that is news from around the south today for this week, and it is our last bulletin for the year. It's also the last time I'll be reading the news for you. I didn't realise it would be this hard. Today is my last day with Southern Television. It's been an amazing 11 years bringing you the news from around Dunedin and also now from further afield. I've had a great time, and I wanted to thank you, dear viewer, for having me and our show in your home. And the South Today will continue on in the new year. The team will see you back here on the 16th of January. I'm sorry for blubbering like an idiot. Have a wonderful Christmas and a new year, but for now, it's goodbye from me. Good evening, Dunedin. I'm Rebecca Meek. 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 Good evening, Dunedin. I'm Rebecca Dupree. And here to discuss New Zealand's reaction is the Prime Minister. Good evening.
Good evening.
How closely is the government watching events?
Very, very closely. We're very closely linked with intelligence and security agencies in Britain and the US, for that matter.
Matt. Tim joins us today. Good evening, Dave.
Rebecca, how are you?
And that's local news for Wednesday. We'll be back tomorrow with a roundup of the day's news. We'll see you then. Good evening. From all of us here at Channel 9, have a wonderful Christmas time and we'll see you again in the new year. Good night. Stay safe, and from all of us here at Channel 9, happy holidays.
We'll see you again next year. Ho, ho, ho.
We'll see you again in January. Merry Christmas and thanks for watching. We are now taking a break over the festive season, but we will see you again in the new year. Merry Christmas and happy holidays.
Like my crown, Barry?
Very nice. I'm jealous.
You should be. What's your day for washing this weekend?
Take a pick. We'll go Saturday.
All right, I'm with you. Well, that is local news for this week. We're going to leave you now with some shots from the week that was, set to the song Band of Gold in honour of the royal wedding. Do you like my crown? Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Good night.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.